Hi, welcome to Fishing the Midwest. I'm Mike Frisch. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm at Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Nelson's has 7 different vehicle brands. So next time you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, be sure to check out Nelson Auto Center. Today's episode is a how-to feature. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw Squarebill crankbaits for big round bass. And here's what happens. The fishing's kind of so-so. All of a sudden, late in the day, the weather conditions change, and when the weather conditions change, the fishing changes. Come along and see what happens. Today our plan is to see if we can catch some bigger bass on some bigger baits. It's fall, it's early fall, but typically at this time of the year we start fishing moving baits, crankbaits, spinner baits, bladed jigs, more because the weed growth out off the main lake flats and the sunken islands and those kind of places is starting to die down now, so you can get a crankbait through them. So we're gonna fish a bigger crankbait. It's a Strike King 4.0 KVD Squarebill. That Squarebill deflects off weeds, so that'll be good too. But we're gonna put the bigger baits to use. We're gonna catch some fish, and hopefully we get some nicer ones. The bass. Take them like that all day long.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, here's what we got going on today. Our plan here today, it's got a little funky going on here. Let's get this girl back. Our plan here today is we're trying to use big baits to catch big bass. There are times when finesse lures, smaller, subtler baits work really well, but in the fall, there are times, lots of times in the fall, where you can get fish to hit moving baits, and what we found is a lot of days a bigger bait sorts through some of those smaller fish and we get nicer ones. So our plan today is we're throwing Squarebill crankbaits. This is a 4.0, which is a pretty good size bait from Strike King, and we're trying to target some bigger bass. We get out in the first spot. It's a underwater point. It's a long point. Scattered weeds. The weeds are starting to die. We're holding the boat in about 10 to 12 feet. And what we're doing is we're quarter casting up ahead of the boat so that we kind of stay on that edge but get a little bit up in the flat.
Oh yeah.
Jumping.
You got a lot of color.
I do. What is that?
Bass.
Jumping bass.
A long skinny.
It's another one of those, I'm guessing somewhere around 2 3/4 pounds. That one might be a 3. We got a little bit of wind, and typically crankbait fishing when it's overcast and windy is a little bit better because the bass have a tendency to get up in the water column and roam. Let's put this girl back. And when they do, crankbait like this Squarebill is a good way to catch them. The other part of it was overcast this morning and it's cleared off now, but we're also in a lake that it has zebra mussels. They haven't really taken effect yet because it's still kind of off-colored water. So off-colored water and some wind and overcast are kind of the 3 ingredients I look for. Today we've got 2 of them. We've got off-colored water and we got a little wind. We've worked through this good area a couple different times. We've caught some nice fish. When all of a sudden I cast out fish, just a few cranks on the reel, and my rod doubles over hard. I got a bad feeling. I said to Shane, I said, big fish, I bet it's a pike. And so we were kind of laughing and joking, and the fish is moving around, and all of a sudden it comes up a little bit next to the boat and turns, and it's a bass, and we get excited. This is a big bass. I got a real bad feeling. Me either. It's either a big old bass. Is that a bass? You're not supposed to boat flip them when they're that size.
Heck no.
Wow.
I thought for sure that was a fight.
Big bait, 5. What do you think?
It's all of 4.5 for sure.
He's heavy and
I bet
fat.
that's pushing.
You betcha. All day, man. I thought it was a big pike, Shane.
I did too. The way it ran right away.
You see, I got a little surprised when it turned sideways.
I did too.
Bass? A 5-pounder.
Fishing the Midwest is brought to you by G3 Boats, Yamaha Outboards, Strike King Lure Company, and Lose Fishing.
It feels okay if it's a bass. Yeah, about what we've been seeing so far.
Oh, yeah. Fun stuff there.
Drilled it too.
Did it?
Yeah.
2.5er?
I'd say. Switched colors because Mike was thoroughly outdoing me so far. Yeah, so I like throwing a crankbait a lot. Just, you know, you get to this time of year, the action is second to none. The fish just seem to fight harder on a crankbait. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just a lot of fun.
Feels like it. I don't think it's as big as that last one, but.
So I got you beat, Mike?
I think you do.
Not by a whole lot.
Doubled up.
Doubled up.
Yours is bigger than mine.
This one is. Not a bad one.
I ain't back fish at all.
2 1/4, 2 1/2. Yeah.
Good one?
I don't know, my drag was loose. Not a bad one, but not a giant.
And that's on the 8.0.
That's the 8.0. Same color you're using. Bigger bait yet. I was hoping for a bigger fish than what you got, but not yet.
Shane, I have a good feeling that there's a bigger one to come for you. Let's take a quick break from the fishing to learn about a great product from our friends at Starbright. Starbright products are game changers when it comes to boat care. Starbright products help me clean and protect my boat, keeping it looking and running at showroom level. Starbright's new Stow and Go suction cup mesh trash bag holds 20 liters of trash. It's portable, it's reusable, it's washable, it's great for marine and great for RV. Starbright products help me clean and protect my boat. We go to our next spot, not much happening. Go to our third spot, and as we pull into this spot, again, it's a long underwater point, there's some scattered weeds. We just start coming to the weeds about the time when the sun goes behind the clouds. Now that's important because for crankbait fish, if you have clouds and you have wind and you have off-colored water, you've got 3 really good ingredients because the bait doesn't show up quite as good, and that's what we want. We want the bass to react to it and not get a great look at it. Clouds go behind the sun, check out what happens.
Absolutely slacklined it.
You know why?
It's a good one.
He's good. I seen him when he came up.
Perfect. Thanks for the assist.
Nice. 2 3/4.
I bet you that one's 3.
Yeah. Nice job. Shane, what did you do differently than me?
Bigger bait. Have the 8.0 on.
8.0, the biggest one they make.
It's the biggest one they make for the Squarebill.
You bet. We talked earlier, Shane, about having wind, dirty water, and overcast, and we only had the first 2, the wind and the dirty water. Now we got some clouds coming in. This bite could get better.
Yeah, Mike, usually overcast just helps the bite, so we'll see what happens.
All 3 of those conditions, wind, dirty water, and overcast, makes the bait a little bit harder for the fish to fully identify, and I think that plays in our favor. They know it's something coming through the water and it looks like a bait fish, so they're going to hit it, even though they're not 100% sure what it is. I'm not sure, Shane.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm a little more sure. Boat flip. Yeah,
There we go.
There we go. 3.5?
I'd say. They're chunky.
Folks, we are in a spot that we call Lincoln Land. And anybody who watches our show knows that Lincoln, the anchovy kid, is a top-notch bass fisherman. And we've made a couple really good shows in this area with Lincoln. So we call it Lincoln Land.
Fishing the Midwest is brought to you by Hanna's Marine, Explore Alexandria Tourism, Starbright, and Superior Industries.
There you go, Mike. Oh,
Another one.
another good one.
Whoa! Whoa! Stay down. Stay down. Now come up.
There we go.
There we go. Lincoln Land.
Another 3-pounder.
Shane, got that hook out back there?
It's like, there you are.
This is a good spot, Shane.
Seems like it.
Wow, this bite is really fast, and just about every fish we hook is a 3 to 4 pounder. It doesn't get any better than that.
How's that one?
I don't know. Might be good.
Coming right at you. Not a bad one.
Woo!
Putting the beat down on them.
Lincoln Land. So, one of the things that's important, Shane, is crankbait color.
It really is.
I've got what's called natural bream on, which is a bluegill pattern. Today, it seems like it's all about that bluegill pattern. That's another, I don't know, close to 3-pounder.
So as the day progressed, I was throwing a few different baits, a few different sizes. Mike was thoroughly out fishing me. No other way to put it. So I switched to the same thing he was throwing, and it was game on.
What do you got, Shaner?
Fish. I don't know how good he is, though. I don't think he's as big as them last ones, but we'll see. And now he's
Staying down.
Now he's feeling a little bit nicer. Haven't really got a good look at him yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the belly on him.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. You
Take
bet.
that all day. That's over 3 again.
You bet. Fatty.
Right around that, yeah, it is.
Look at him.
Chunk.
Woo.
Absolutely. Ah, that one was up there.
Way up there, wasn't it?
Quite a ways.
I saw that one jump. He looked pretty good when he jumped, Shane.
Feels all right. Got a little bit of weed with him too. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's good fish there. You gonna boat flip or you want me to help you?
Nah, I'll get him.
Nice.
That is a good one.
Well,
Absolutely chomped it too.
wow. We've gotten after it this last 15 minutes.
Yeah, this last little stretch, I mean, about as good as it gets, I'd say.
Fishing the Midwest is brought to you by Nelson Auto Center, Distinctive Cabinet Design, Railblaza, and Power Pole.
Yeah, you gotta land that one yourself. I'm gonna catch one.
I mean, that's still another 2 1/4, I'd say. They're just chowing. This is one of those special crankbait bites right now.
Yeah. So the bait's obviously important, but what's also important when you're crankbait fishing is the right line, the right rod, and the right reel. When we're talking about the right line, I love fluorocarbon line for crankbait fishing for a couple reasons. Number one, at the end of a long cast, it's got a little less line stretch than monofilament, so I can get a hook set on a long cast, but it's nearly invisible in the water, so the fish don't see it. We're using 12 and 15 pound contra fluorocarbon. The rod's important. I'm using an XD rod, which is specifically designed for crankbait fishing. Shane's using the Signature Series, a KVD rod that KVD himself designed for fishing with Squarebills. And what we like about these rods is they're a little softer in the tip especially. And so when you make that cast and you're reeling and that fish hits and you set, you don't pull the crankbait away from them. So it's a little slower action. But these rods also have enough backbone so that we can snap weeds off, especially that XD rod. I've been throwing that exclusively for crankbaits because of that reason. When I hook a weed, I snap it, the weed is gone, but it keeps the bass hooked up as well. Got one. Heavy one, Shane.
Just
not that heavy.
Yeah, but a nice one.
No. A lot of days we'd like that.
Fish.
Got one?
Got off.
How good was he?
A little bit bigger than that, I'd say.
Man.
Wasn't as big as that last one.
Two things, cloud cover, and you put the 4.0 on, and we have been on them.
Putting the beat down.
Yep. Underwater point, holding the boat in 10 feet, kind of quarter casting up on top of the flat, and it is on.
And green weed still.
Green weeds, yep.
Important piece of the puzzle.
The final factor is Shane and I are both throwing BB1 Pro reels. In my mind, there's not a better crankbait casting reel on the market than the BB1. It's smooth casting. It handles a lot of line, so it's got great casting distance. It's smooth as the day is long, and it's got a great drag as well. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a big one, Mike.
Oh boy.
Oh, here he comes, here he comes.
Oh my gosh, barely hooked.
Coming up, coming up.
Just hold him there.
Yep. Nicely done, thank you.
Good job, Shaner.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at his tail.
Yeah, his tail, he's gotten in a battle or two, maybe.
4?
I'd say, yeah, for sure.
Good one.
I don't think it's as big as the one you had earlier, but.
So, well, today, we've kind of been able to put the pieces to the puzzle together. The right conditions, clouds, wind, off-color water, the right bait, that 4.0, you switched to it, what, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, I just switched to it.
6, 7 nice fish.
Really nice fish, yeah.
In the tank in just a few minutes.
I think it's a weed. Oh no, it's fish.
Oh boy.
Acrobatic. What did we stumble into, Mike?
A school. That's a good one, Shane.
Yeah, I'll say.
Choked it too.
Yeah, he did.
Look at that.
Wow. Look at that
man.
fish.
Wow. They're just.
I mean,
look
can
at
you say they're eating that, or can you say they're
4.0 gone. Well, as you can see, squarebill crankbaits and big round bass, that's a winning combination. Hey, from all of us at Fish in the Midwest, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. Be nice to one another, and as always, remember to include a youngster in your next outdoors adventure.